for another 4 years.
Thanks for coming. My name is Steve Brant. I'm the project director of the Community Quality Council for New York City project, which is a campaign to bring the concept of community quality councils to New York City. We call it a campaign because we know in New York, you don't just start something and have it succeed without having the support of all the appropriate stakeholders. So we've entered into this process of bringing the idea here by planning an outreach effort, campaign, to find the people who are appropriate to support this, key stakeholders in New York, bring them in, show them this idea, excite them, and have them want to be there when we have the ribbon cutting ceremony, whenever that winds up being. Hopefully not too far in the future. I'd like to acknowledge the support of the IBM Corporation, who gives us these wonderful meeting spaces, food, and other facilities. Fordham University, who's been supporting this idea from the beginning in 1992. Thanks for coming, Marta. Jackie is part of our team. I'd like to acknowledge the American Society for Quality Control. Bill Lasco is here representing that policy section. They've been very supportive, in particular something I'll be mentioning later about our seminar series. And Brooklyn Union, Dennis Walsh is here today, and they've also been very supportive. So thanks to those key players as well as all the other team members that are here, and the new people, welcome. Those of you who are here for the first time, if you'd like to introduce yourself, let us know who you are and how you got here, maybe what your expectations are, if you'd like to say that, whatever you feel is appropriate. Appreciate that. Anybody like to go first? Why not?
I'll go second. Okay. Hi, I'm Ed Dwyer. I'm from 9X. I'm the quality director at 9X. And the president couldn't make it, Dick Jalkett, so he said, Ed, would you come to my place? And I said, fine. So thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming in.
I'm Susan Carr from Columbia University, and I'm involved in quality programs in the administrative at Columbia, and I came with Dorothy Marshall, who I work with, and told me about the movement.
Thanks. Anybody else here?
I'm Nick Barger. I'm a consultant. I'm also the chairperson of the organization called the Partnership for Healthcare Quality Improvement. I'm involved with the Excelsior Showcase, which I think Steve is going to mention later, which is an effort of something called the Coalition of Quality Organizations of Greater New York. And I'm here because healthcare is obviously a very big piece of New York City, and improvement in that area is critical, and anything that can help drive that is valued. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Paula Griffin from the Insurance Services Office. I'm on the Executive Committee of Quality and Productivity Management Association, and involved with the Excelsior Award and the Coalition for Quality Organization. Marta suggested that I make sure I get this done.
Thanks. Thanks, Paul.
I'm Bill Latsko, and even though Steve was kind enough to mention me, this is the first time I've been to one of these meetings. And so we've supported this from the background rather than the foreground, and now we're going to switch. We're going to support it from the foreground.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Renee Hyde from the City of New York, representing Deputy Mayor John Dyson, and we're very interested in quality too, for obvious reasons.
Thanks. Yes, all over. Great. Just like to tell you a little bit about myself so you know why I'm standing up here. Those of you who are new to this project, I am, first off, a born New Yorker, grew up on the west side of Manhattan, live in Brooklyn right now, and I love New York. Even though I went to college up in Massachusetts to study engineering, when I was done studying, I knew that where I wanted to live was back in my hometown. And people say, why do you think that you can do this? Because this is my home. And it's almost like I don't have a choice. I mean, I do. But I can't think of a better place to bring quality because of the potential that could be unleashed than New York City. You know, when it happens here, people hear about it. Not that it isn't important for quality to get out to other parts of the country, not that it isn't visible to whatever extent it is in other parts of the country, but the possibility of New York City getting turned on to quality, not just at the individual organizational level, but at the whole community level, is just very exciting and very, very potent. So when I discovered the whole quality movement back in 1991, I was working for the city government at the Department of Transportation, and this just caught me, and I've been riding the wave ever since. And I don't work for the city anymore. I started my own company to partly give me a platform to take this idea out in a more effective way. And as I say, it's got to happen here. Not just because what it'll mean to the city, but ultimately what it'll mean to the country. So that's why I'm here. Little bit of what I did that relates to this prior to was in 1980, I got involved with a bunch of people who were civic-minded, didn't know of Dr. Deming, even though just around that time, and Why Can't We was on NBC. But we set up an organization called New York City Works, which was organized to get ordinary citizens to be a grassroots organization for the improvement of the city, to encourage New Yorkers to get involved in whatever ways they could. And it's interesting because quality councils tend to be very grassroots in their beginning. So I've connected back up with New York City Works in recent years to make this project have a home. And if you look at all of our literature, you'll see a project New York City Works on it. New York City Works is a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. So it gives this effort an appropriate base. I'd like to refer to the materials you've got today. Before I introduce Dr. Tribus, I'd just like to point out that there are basically 4 parts to the materials. The first part starts with A.M. Rosenthal's op-ed piece, God Help New York. The second part starts with Platforms for Growth, final report of the Mayor's Management Advisory Task Force. The third part starts with an article called There's No Place Like Our Place, Marketing the City. And the fourth part has our logo on the front. It's the press release from when we kicked off the event last November. So if you don't have those materials, we have a table over there. Those of you in the front row had a packet ready for you. From A.M. Rosenthal's piece, I'd just like to bring us to the present reality. You know, in quality management, there's a story where we talk about frogs. I know some of you have probably heard this, but frogs are only sensitive to temperature changes if the temperature rises rapidly. If you were to put a frog in a pot of water and raise the temperature real fast, the frog would know what was happening and know that it was in danger of being cooked, and it would jump out of the water. If the frog is in a pot of water where the temperature goes up slowly, it constantly adjusts to the increasing temperature, it doesn't really realize that its life is at risk, and unfortunately winds up getting boiled alive. Well, I think A.M. Rosenthal's piece goes a long way towards serving the purpose that the frog story serves for New York. We're being told that New York is actually getting safer, and as he points out, that's not the experience of ordinary New Yorkers.